Action always alleviates fear and doubt. Driven Mofos, welcome back to another episode of The Underestimated Entrepreneur. Let's talk about taking action. Look, way too many people allow fear and doubt to drive their behaviors and their actions. Now, if you think about what you think about every day, how many of your decisions are based on fear? The fear of not being good enough, the fear of not being successful, the fear of not achieving, the fear of losing money, the fear of what other people think of you, the fear of disappointing your wife, your husband, your kids, your family. All of those fears manifest themselves into the world that we have. Now, the word manifest means to bring into existence. So that's the original etymology of the word. Now, how do we do that? We do it through our behaviors. We do it through the way that we feel, and we do it through the way that we think. So when we think a certain way, we feel a certain way. So people who think about fear and worry and concern and stress and doubt and all those worries all the time, they are manifesting them into their emotions. So people who tend to do that have more depression, they're more anxious, they're more stressed, they're more worried, they have less sleep. All of those things manifest into how they feel about their day. Now, if you keep doing that over a period of time, that's going to become your week. You do it for long enough, that becomes your month. Your month becomes your year becomes decades. Decades becomes your life. So how do we alleviate that? We alleviate it through action. Now, how do we take action? Well, first of all, we need clarity. Why are we doing what we're doing? We got to get clear on our purpose in life. We have to have a success map for our life. Now, you can take action. Like if I need to go to the gym, I just walk out and I fucking train. But over a long period of time, you need a success map. That success map has to be based on pillar number 1, what fulfills you? Pillar number 2, which is what direction am I heading in? What am I trying to achieve in life and where do I want to get to? Those things are plans that most people don't have. Now, your fulfillment comes from your values, your purpose, and your life balance. That's pillar number 1. I've been teaching this shit for a decade. I have heaps of other coaches out there who copy me and they copy my frameworks and stuff. But essentially, pillar number 1 is what fulfills you. If you're not clear on your true values, and I'm not talking about values like kindness and happiness, if you think that happiness is a value, I guarantee your life is chaos or you're not fulfilled because it's not a true value. A true value is how you live. And how you live is what you do. They're real values. So pillar number 1 is your values, your purpose, and your lifestyle balance. Then from there, pillar number 2 is your mission, your vision, and your goals. If you get clear on the visions, the mission that you're trying to create in life and your goals, then what can happen is you go out and you start to execute on things that are fulfilling and you keep chipping away and working towards things. Now, should you have the right mindset tools, then you'll be able to keep executing. So the success map is those 2 key pillars plus the right mindset tools, performance psychology, I call it. Now, I've got a whole event called Thrive Time, which actually helps you to build the success map and then creates the mindset so that you execute. Now, why is that important? Because action removes doubt and fear. When you're sitting there watching TV on the weekends, drinking alcohol, and you're thinking about shit, the more you think about things, the more you overthink it. The more you overthink it, the more doubt and fear gets caught in your mind. So how do you deal with that? You get shit done. You go and do things. When I sit here and I'm scared about money and I'm afraid, I'm like, oh shit, we don't have the money this month in order to pay some vendors and some bills and fuck, what do I do? The first thing I do is I sit down and I go, right, how do I execute? And I create a game plan. I get clarity first. Then I raise my standards. If I know that I've got to reach out to, let's say I make 30 calls on average. If I need to make more money, I'm going to double that. I'm going to do 16 a day. Now that's not even a lot, but if I'm doing coaching and shit like that, that's what I have to do. I'm going to raise my standards and I'm going to execute. Because if I do that, then fear and doubt go away. If I'm sitting here and I'm eating shitty food and I feel crappy about myself, I'm going to have doubt in my mind. I'm going to feel frustrated. I'm going to be looping in my own head, feeling like shit, feeling like I'm not getting the results that I want. If I just feel like that, I go out and I train. Even if I'm tired, even if I feel like shit, if I just smash myself in the gym, afterwards my brain's like, fucking sweet, man, we're back in the game. So action removes the fear, the doubts, the worries, the stresses. Use taking action as a way of progressing and moving forward. Now, you've got to have the right action as well. Just working hard won't always cut it. But what I'm sure about is that sitting around trying to figure it out will not work. People who try to figure out everything all the time before they execute normally just get in a pattern of mental masturbation. They just spend all day whacking themselves off in their own brain with their own thoughts. They sit there, especially men do it, where they'll just sit around and they just think, and then they think about something. They think about what could go wrong. They think about what could go right. They think about their past. They think about their future, and they just get stuck in their own thoughts. And then they keep looping and looping and looping and looping and looping and looping. And after a week, they're like, shit, I haven't done anything, which then makes them feel even worse. And then they think about why they don't do anything. You know, I meet so many people who come to my events and they'll say things like, I don't understand why I keep doing this. And I'm like, who gives a fuck why you do it? Do something different. That's what you do. You do something different. Go execute something different. Don't sit there and go, man, I don't know why I keep taking drugs. Who cares why you keep taking drugs? It doesn't matter. Trying to figure out why you do it isn't important. The real question is, how do I do something different? Instead of going and taking drugs, go and do a workout. Instead of hanging around people who go take drugs, go to the gym with different people. Go eat dinner with someone on a Saturday night where you're not going to use that stuff, where you're in public, so you know that you're not going to use it. Set yourself up in a way where you can win by taking different actions. When you do that, it is now going to start to remove the fear and the doubt. Every time I get caught in my head, I start to stress, panic, worry. Like when I went through COVID, the first couple of weeks of COVID, I would just sit there and I would think about shit. Now, I was executing, but I wasn't executing at the level that I normally do when I'm crushing it. Right, last night, before I went to bed, I set my whole day out, back to back, minute by minute. And then today, I've just been so busy, I haven't even had time to think. Now, guess what I'm going to do for tomorrow? I'm going to sit down, I'm going to plan my day before I go to bed tonight, and then tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to execute and hit the ground running. Because I don't want too much time to think, because when I have too much time to think, I start worrying about shit that doesn't matter. I start overthinking things. I start doubting myself. I start remembering shit from the past that I've done that makes me feel guilty or ashamed. Then I start reminding myself that I fuck things up a lot. And then it's just a downhill spiral. Not a good way of living. Is there a time to think? Yes. When you think and when you plan, that's perfect. But when you're executing, if you're doing the right thing and you're fulfilled in what you do, you're present. That's the reason why I don't meditate. All these gurus out there and coaches and shit are like, you need to meditate. I don't meditate and I outperform them. Why do I not meditate and outperform them? Because I'm present in my work, because I love what I do. If I was doing a job that I didn't love, I would try to meditate because I'd feel like shit. I'd get home, I'd beat myself up. So part of the reason why people meditate is the same reason why they medicate. And meditation is a form of medication for some people. It's okay, but there are better ways of doing it. The better way of doing it is get clear on your values, your purpose, your mission, understand your values, create a lifestyle balance that works for you, plan shit, and then execute. You do that, you just keep crushing life. Like, I love life. I love my life. And why do I love my life? Is because I feel like I win almost every day. Some days I don't. Some days I get my ass kicked. But most days I feel like I'm winning. And I think for most people, if you're listening to this podcast, how much better does life feel when you're winning than when you feel like you're losing all the time, or you're fucking shit up, or you're making mistakes? It's just so much better. So if you set your life up properly and you have a proper success map, or you've been to my Thrive Time event and you've actually built your own success map and now you've got the tools to keep using them, reinforcing that. Like, you don't come and do Thrive Time and then life is just phenomenal after that. You have to keep working on it. So I'm still working on building my success map. What I mean by that, I should rephrase that. I have my success map. I'm super clear with it. I could bring it right up. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, I could bring it up right now and show you. But what happens is you go through stages of life and everything works sweet. And then as you hit the next level of challenges, things start to get rattled a little bit. So what do I do in that moment? I go back, I clarify things, I redefine things. I take all the lessons and the learnings from the journey that I've been on in this level of life, and I put them into this new level, and bang, off I go again. And now I'm moving towards another level. That's what helps me to feel fulfilled. That's what helps me to grow. That's what helps me to feel great about life. Right? And I feel better than most of those people who meditate. I've worked with so many of those people. I've worked with a lot of other coaches, with meditation practitioners and stuff like that. The majority of them are unfulfilled, and they use meditation as a way of trying to find their own inner fulfillment. I have inner peace. I have gratitude. Right? I love my life. I love the people that I get to hang around. I love my clients. I love that I get to do this stuff. I'm grateful for the life that I have, but it's because I build it and I execute on it. So every day I just keep building and building and building and building this life that I really love. But that's because I keep taking action. I'm clear on the success map, but also I do things like before I go to bed every night, I get clarity on tomorrow. So that then when I wake up, I can just execute hard again. And I don't sit there and overthink shit and get caught in my own mind and, oh man, should I really be doing this? Oh, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know other people are achieving. I don't even have time to compare myself to others because I'm just crushing results. So just remember that action removes fear, doubt, your worries and concerns. So the more you can act, the more you're going to win in life. Driven Mofos, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Remember, sharing is caring. Share this on your social media. Hop onto Instagram, share this, screenshot it, share it on your socials, and remember to tag me, Michael Mojo 00 on Instagram. Tag me in it. Let me know what you think of these episodes. I know, Tony, I'm going to reach out to you because I know you shot me a message today and said that you're loving something. So, mate, I know you're listening to this. Thank you so much for sharing this stuff, and thanks so much for being an awesome member of the community that keeps growing. I know you're doing our Dominate program. You've done Odyssey before. You've done Thrive Time. But it's awesome getting those messages. It reminds me of my hard work and the effort and the energy that I put in to try and share information with other people that helps them to excel. So please hop on your social media, share what I do, let people know to get on this free podcast. Okay, let your friends and family know how it's helped you. Anyway, Driven Mofos, I appreciate each and every one of you. Keep kicking ass, stay driven, stay disciplined, stay focused, and keep crushing it in life. I'll see you on the next episode. Most people waste their life, and I just don't want you to be one of them.